Hello, my name is Lapiz and I will be presenting a quick review of my senior internship. Now we can start off with an introduction. After filling out a form to get my assigned internship mentor, I found out I was paired with a man named Dr. Limbrick. This Dr. Limbrick works for the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department for NCA&T as a professor. While it was initially daunting to start emailing him about this internship, with the help of some of my internship partners, I was well on my way. A couple emails later, and we were set to have our first meeting. The first thing I noticed when talking to him was how nice he was. He realized that many of us didn't have a very technical perspective on this internship, as in, we didn't know what to expect. However, he took the initiative and created deadlines for when things would be due so that we would have them done on time. After that, we talked about what type of project we would like to work on. Many things related to computer science were thrown around. Programming robots, hacking, video games. These are all topics that were suggested, but Dr. Limbrick suggested the idea of autonomous cars. Turns out, he's a leader for the ADEPT laboratory at NCA&T, which stands for Automated Design for Emerging Processing Technologies Laboratory. And it's a very long name, I know. And this means he worked with students at the college to create autonomous cars, and he went in depth about potential ideas relating to programming and programming autonomous cars, and I was immediately hooked. Now, time for some discussion on what happened after that first meeting. First, I should definitely give a lot of credit to Zoom for being the platform we were able to use in order to connect with each other. Without it, we would have been doomed from the start. After we decided to have our meetings once every week, we discussed what hardware we should use to create our projects. Dr. Limbrick suggested Arduino, a microprocessor that is used for a lot of small-scale projects, which can be used very quickly right out of the box. And so, we did use it. And after a little scouring of the internet, our group decided to start small and then work up. We found this website that had a step-by-step instruction on how to make an LED light up. Very simple. But it had a twist. Using a photoresistor, it would turn on when it was dark and turn off when it was bright, similar to automatic streetlights. On the screen, you can see my version of this project. I think it turned out pretty well. This is how the project works when there is an adequate amount of light on that red outline sensor on the right side of the picture. And then you can see the LED light up as soon as I put my hand over that sensor, and it creates a shadow. After this, we decided to go for a larger project, more in the style of autonomous cars. This time, Dr. Limbrick split us into two specific groups. One group would go into creating a small autonomous car, and the other would experiment with LiDAR. That's the one that I went with. LiDAR is a type of laser technology used by some companies to help its autonomous cars survey the world around them. And you can kind of see how that works with this picture. In order to do this project, we needed a LiDAR sensor, which is that bright red device you see at the bottom of that picture, and also a servo motor, which is basically a precise motor that can rotate in either direction. Connect this onto the controller, and then you get this. As a LiDAR sensor is attached to the motor, it will turn, and that sensor can get information about its surroundings very easily. And to make this easier to demonstrate, I took what the LiDAR sees and created a graph out of it. It's pretty neat, right? And this was the last project we went through. In conclusion, this internship as a whole was a learning experience I will never forget. As a computer science major going into High Point University, I will have no doubt that this information will be useful for my classes there. Learning about new technology and implementing them into small physical prototypes is a joy that I would have never found if it weren't for this internship. I have begun to learn so many skills that I will hone in on as I progress through college, some of them including programming on a new integrated development environment, working with circuits on a breadboard, how to read schematics for projects, general programming etiquette, how to stay on track with deadlines, and even how to speak about projects in an efficient and polite manner. And hopefully, that is what I did today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I hope you have a very good day.